So we looked at owning a woodland for over a decade. We'd searched for a long time and then we found the right one. I think what we didn't realise about the whole process was how life-changing it was really going to be. We've formed this immensely deep connection with the land in such a short space of time, and it's had quite a profound impact on our lives away from the land. So we've found it sort of helps with stress levels, and obviously we've become quite passionate about the conservation and protection of the woodland. I remember the first moment I stepped into the woodland with Dan, and it was very emotional. It was a mix of excitement, exhilaration, but also tinged with a little bit of apprehension because suddenly we'd become responsible for nearly 2,000 trees and we had a responsibility to care for them for the rest of our lives. But it was basically fairy tale magic. When we were in the process of purchasing the woodland, we learned a lot about the history of this patch of land. It's formerly agricultural land that was planted under a woodland creation grant just over 20 years ago. So we're in the fenlands here, the rich arable fenlands, so we're eternally thankful to whomever it was that decided to gift over their arable field and create this woodland. Over the first year of ownership, we stuck to the woodland owner's golden rule. We'd been advised about this and it was the best piece of advice that we took, which is to not change anything, undertake any major works for the first year, to allow us to get to know the woodland over 4 full seasons, but to allow her to reveal her secrets in her own time. An example that I might give is if we were to dig a pond over the one patch of wildflowers in this young woodland, I would never forgive myself if we'd have done that. So we're extremely thankful that we waited for a year. In that year, we spent a lot of time cataloguing what we saw, the species of trees. We checked for disease throughout all 4 seasons. We did bird surveys, insect surveys, to give us an idea of the levels of biodiversity. And then as a consequence of that, that is now going to inform our woodland management plan, which is in process at the moment. The woodland management plan rules for the grant scheme changed a couple of months ago, and it now covers much smaller woodlands. So we've been able to get funding from the Rural Payments Agency for that, and we're working with a forestry consultant to get that finished soon, hopefully. We've been exploring a few different woodland management techniques. This site is very young, so it does have a lot of even-aged trees and not much deadwood. The UK is grossly lacking in deadwood. So what we decided to do, we have some non-native poplar trees on site. Everything else is native, we want to conserve that. What we decided to do was ring bark or girdle one of the poplars to cut off its food supply, the bark, which would cause it to eventually die, but slowly. What that does is it creates numerous deadwood microhabitats for the insects, the fungi, which in turn feed the other woodland creatures all the way up to apex predators such as the buzzards that circle over the woodland. And we've done that so that eventually it will degrade and it will fall, but it will continue giving to the woodland long after it's dead. Another management technique that we decided to learn for the management of the woodland is scything, a traditional form of mowing grass. We did make a promise initially to the woodland that we wouldn't use any power tools. We didn't want any contamination, fuel contamination on site. We really didn't want excessive amounts of noise on site to disturb the wildlife. We've found, surprisingly, that our inner worlds have changed as a result of owning woodland. Spending time here, I liken it to a woodland hug. I often sit and forest bathe Dan will do the same. He likes to do woodland yoga. I like to meditate. Just sitting quietly with the woodland soundtrack, the woodland symphony swirling around you, quietens that constant monologue inside your head. It takes away the stresses and strains. We don't have to worry about whether the car insurance is due. But the most surprising thing of practicing those things here is that we then take that feeling of serenity and peace back to our busy daily lives. It's quite easy when stress levels start to rise just to close your eyes, remember those forest sounds, remember the feeling of being here, and knowing that we can come back whenever we like. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. One final surprising thing about owning a woodland is that it's inspired me to begin sketching and writing poetry. My favourite poem from the chapbook that I've written is called My Wood, and I'll leave you with this. My wood, small wood, I waited long for you to bring me your wild song. Away from your riches I'm slight, stretch my poetic limb I might. Your spirit lives within my mind, the glisten, the green, the dew divine. Long may you live and blossom, glow, hardy wall against the west blow. Winter naked, cold yet steadfast, you know this slumber will not last. White fall, badger sleep, berries red, my wood, my love, what lies ahead. Springtime soon brings sweet yellow shine, honeyed tang like forager's wine. Goddess awakened, pure graceful smile, cherry blossom seen from a mile. Lethe forth, high in the blue sky, small wood, my dream, we softly sigh. Heavy with life, laden and lush, much time in a warm-scented hush. Then you, bathed in fire, ochre, tan, soon be back to where it began. Your clothing burned, leaf to the ground, turn of the wheel, us two go round. I wonder what you see, my wood, all you give and provide for good. The roe, the crow, the frog, the hare, so grateful I that you do share. Dark wood, I watch your night nymphs dance. Small wood, mere forest goblins glance. My wood, my world, forever you'll be. My wood, my love, pray stay with me.